a few hours, I'm getting a procedure done on my heart. Couldn't really sleep, so I figured roll out of bed, have this conversation with you. I wanted to ask, if this were to be your final day on earth, looking back at your time, what would you regret most? What would bother you? What do you wish you would have changed, adjusted? What do you wish could have been different? Because if you're watching this video, you still have the breath in your lungs, the blood in your veins. You still have the opportunity to make any adjustments or changes, and that's something to be grateful for. Because so many people today will not wake up. So many people today will, in fact, take their last breath. Let's say something goes wrong for me today. It could be game over, right? But for you right now, if it's not game over, you're in the fight. You've got a chance. And there's always something that you can do to move you toward who you want to be. Always something, right? Maybe it's not ideal. Maybe it's not the best option. Maybe somebody else is in a better position and they can do more and it's a disadvantage. Still, there is something you can do, something. And you should do that. Or at least reflect on if you want to, right? That's where I kind of want to hang the conversation up for a moment. Is what are we getting at here? What am I talking about? What are you getting at when you keep showing up to these YouTube videos? Not just mine, but all the videos you watch, all the podcasts you consume, all the books you read. What are you searching for? What are you trying to change, adjust? What is it that you're trying to satiate? Because for me, I have this thing that I say, I still say it, I don't want to have dreams trapped in my grave. I think there's so many times where the best business ideas, the best novel you've never read, the best movie you could have seen, all of these things are trapped in the graveyard when there was an individual who wouldn't take the leap, they wouldn't take the shot, they didn't live in congruence with themselves, and now the world misses out on what would have been like the next Robert De Niro because he or she did not take that leap. But there's a skewed mindset that I've discovered in that, which is the kind of, I don't know, product-based version of this. The very, what the heck is the word I'm looking for? I don't know, it's 4 a.m. I've been thinking about the word for like a minute. I'm gonna go with capitalist. It's a very capitalist way that this can be viewed, where it's like, oh, is what we're talking about more achievement? Is what we're talking about more money? Is what we're talking about more status? And for so much of my life, I think that was what I chased, because I thought that's proof positive that I'm the man I said I was, or that I did what I said I was going to do, or be who I said I was going to be. That was the kind of the trophy you could hold up, like, yeah, I did it. That was the validation. And that's where it's incorrect, right? Because this is just classic stuff of internal versus external validation. I don't want my worth or my purpose or my meaning to come from out here, because that's the shaky base. That is the stock market we talked about. That is not a way to live. What needs to happen is it needs to be internal. It needs to be intrinsic. It needs to be in here that I find my purpose and my validation. So for me, I feel lucky, I feel blessed, I feel grateful for this heart condition and how it leaves me close to death philosophically. And I'm thinking about these things so much, and it's accelerated my pace to learning such things that really, at this point, and I've talked about this lightly before, I do not care the outcomes anymore, really. About the books I write, about this YouTube channel, anything I do, I do not care the outcome for me, right? If it becomes a bestseller, oh yeah, sells no copy, gets terrible reviews. Do not care. It's crazy to say, and it's not how I used to be, but it's so true now that I've detached from outcomes, because I know when I die, in a couple years, everything's going to be forgotten. everything's going to be forgotten. Off chance in your life that you're not forgotten, that you become some kind of legend, you're a long-lasting figure, and I hope that for you, doesn't matter. That still doesn't matter because you're not around. It's somebody else's problem. Who cares? You've got your time here and now. And so when we're talking, going back to that question of what would we regret, how would we want to live, what do you want to achieve? For me, it's become totally process-based, totally values-driven, right? I want to do these things that I do because it's in line and congruent with who I am. I like it. I enjoy writing the books. I find it purposeful, I guess. I find this useful to me to speak out some of my thoughts, and when you guys find them useful, it makes me feel good. So that's why I do that. The things that I do all are aligned with something, some kind of purpose or utility in me, and it's the character I'm building. It's the values I'm living in line with. That's what matters. That's who I want to be, and no outcome can take anything from that. So think about that for you in your life. Who do you want to be? Not what do you want to achieve or what kind of status do you want to have, but who do you want to be? What kind of person? Because you can be that, and the world might not give you the accolades and the cash, right? But are you still that person? That's what matters. I think at the end of the day, maybe this makes no sense. Maybe I'm just an incoherent, half asleep individual, and this video sucks. But I hope that you get something out of it. And I hope that you look back and you make those adjustments, not so that you can achieve, because I think you are perfectly good enough how you are right here and now. Like, you are worthy of love, you're worthy of everything. You don't need that. But I hope you do chase it. And I hope you go after it, and I hope you get it. Not because you need it or the validation that it'll give you or anything, but you go after it and you achieve it because it's truly what you want. It's truly in line with the values that you want to live out. Right? I think that's the best way to live. I think it's the only way to live is like, in a fulfilling way, is in line with our values. Not in search of end goals, because those are so far out of your control, my friend. So far out of your control. Well, wish me luck on this procedure. I will see you guys in the next one.